Seeds everything, right? That's the future, it's the past, it's the present.
Watching seeds sprout is really pure magic.
Part of it is that promise. There's that promise in seeds.
You can touch it and you can really see the potential through your eyes.
That whole cycle of life, it's pretty special.
My relationship with seeds is everything.
I really feel that being on this land, there's an instinctual knowledge that's not lost. My mom was from here, my grandparents are from here, and literally I can say that for thousands of years, blood inside my body has been in this land. And to be a part of a First Nations group, and even though it might be a percentage of me, that percentage is really strong.
Good food comes from good seed. So what's really important for us to do is to both save our own seed and grow it out.
Our food system is broken on so many different levels, from the production side and from the consumption side. So I'm focusing right now a lot on the production side, trying to grow food as healthy as possible, as local as possible. I think consumers are starting to realize that the food that's in the supermarkets isn't necessarily the healthiest for them.
Biologically speaking and evolutionally speaking, plants are incredibly smart. And I think when I became a seed producer, which was probably about 6-7 years into being a farmer myself, I found it was really interesting to start looking at the plants and through a different angle and understanding that plant-human interaction hasn't always been there, but since we started domesticating crop, the human part of it cannot be neglected. And currently we're leaving that in the hands of people that may not even be as connected to the land as a farmer is.
Really, we've only had seed companies for the past couple of hundred years. And before that, everybody saved seed if they were, and a lot of people were farmers. Almost everybody grew at least some of their own food. Where did cabbage come from? Where did carrots come from? Well, it was selected over the years, over centuries, and we're in danger of losing these now because we have so much centralization in seed production and sales.
We've missed a whole generation of people who have not wanted to farm. And so we are absolutely blessed with this movement of young people who find farming attractive to them. They are attracted to the lifestyle. They want to learn what happens when they do things with their hands.
We have had over 1,000 participants on this farm. I just don't know of a better way to move young people out into the world. Whether they become farmers or not, they become part of the agricultural scene in that they will see it through new eyes.
We brought in a couple of people that we've worked with as apprentices, taught them knowledge, given them ideas on what they can do. And they've taken that and started farms of their own. There's a number of young people that are through their 20s, early 30s, that are now farming because they came to our farm and they saw that farming can be fun.
They never thought they'd care so much about anything till they've had an experience here. So I think the farm, here's this tiny little place in the world, and we have sent forth over 1,000 people with new eyes. They see food and food production through new eyes.
We read stories or we hear stories, and we think oftentimes that people came and they forged something out of nothing, that there was nothing here, and we came and we forged and we made something happen. There's no doubt that there was farming happening, but in a very sustainable and natural way. What can we learn from it? What can we move forward doing? How can we still farm in a sustainable way and yet adapt, modern technologies and modern luxuries, and to know that connection with our food and our land is very much alive.
I'm reminded when sometimes when we're shelling beans by hand and you pop open this brown pod and these beautiful multicolored vibrant beans pop out, and it is like opening a gift.
I'm always amazed that you take a small, like a carrot seed, and you put it into the ground, and it's so small. You look and say, well, you know, what's going to come from that?
It's a very simple and circular process that it begins with the seed, goes into the soil, gives us, and goes back to the soil to grow us another crop.
Seeds are such an incredible little package. Like, I mean, these little things can sometimes stay alive for 10 years plus and carry all the genetics that it needs to create those gorgeous plants and all the food it would need to make it through that first journey in the soil. And it just keeps blowing my mind every time I read about seed or read of dispersion or how they go in dormancy and their potential.
I love to see nature actually spreading itself all over the place. So it's the abundance, I guess, that the plant provides. It's really just totally amazing. Just as nature spreads seeds, I think if we spread knowledge, it returns to us in really interesting and different ways.
There's so much in a seed that we don't know. It's more than the physical characteristics. It's a miracle, really. Something so small can pack so much knowledge, so much information, and it gets passed on, and it can be so easily lost. It's fragile. Only a few survive. To keep those survivors surviving is a challenge, and what makes it exciting and fun and enjoyable too.